So BAN stands for budget, authority, need, and timing. All right. And so we want to ask questions about each of these to figure out if a prospect is qualified. And by the way, real quick, the quality of prospects you deem qualify will determine how efficient your sales process becomes. The more specific you are with your questions, with your checklist, and the more of those bullet points you have that need to be checked for someone to be qualified, the higher the quality of your leads will be in general. And so for each of these, I have example questions that I'm going to show you. So for budget, you could just ask how many employees do you have? Because that gives you a rough estimation on how much a company makes in revenue without directly asking how much money do you have to spend for my service, because that won't really work. Or you can ask what's the next revenue target you're aiming for, because that also gives you an idea of how much revenue the business is doing right now. And that can give you an idea of if they can even afford your service. Or if you say, we only work with businesses over 10 million a year, then you have to ask something like this, because otherwise, if they say, oh, my next revenue target is 5 million, then, you can't work with them. Simple as that. For authority, which basically means, is this the right person? Is this a decision maker? You could just ask, should anyone else be informed about this? Let's say you want to move forward. Whose approval do we need, right? If they say some other person, get them on the meeting as well. A meeting with multiple stakeholders is always better than just one. So then you figure out if they can actually make decisions. Once you have that, right, you can find out if they actually have a need for your service, which they probably will have if they responded to the pitch positively. But you can still ask this, how do you currently get clients, or how do you currently manage X, or how do you plan on reaching that? Just asking more about their current situation. That will give you an idea if you can actually help them. And if you do, you move on to timing, which is just, will they buy within a reasonable time frame? A lot of times I would leave this out for the first contact. Like if you're on a cold call, you can't say, when are you going to do this? But you could say something like, let's say we could solve this. Would that be something you want to do now? Right? Then they're going to be like, okay, yeah, this is a priority, or no, like this is not on my priority list, probably in a few months. Then or how long have you been struggling with this? That also gives you an idea. If they say, oh, I've been struggling with this for a year, then it's probably urgent, right? The longer they struggle, the more urgent it gets.